Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all doing well as usual. So back today with another video, this time with a contest entry. This is for Sean the Beast. So a lot of you are probably familiar with his channel. He's a guy from Northern England and he has one of the fastest growing YouTube channels around. Like I remember I did a contest entry for him when he had 200 subscribers. He got those in about 2 seconds. Well, not that quickly, but pretty fast. And now, yeah, he's easily surpassed 1,000, so well done, mate, well deserved. You're obviously doing something right, you know, to gather such a loyal following so quickly. And if you're not familiar with Sean, he's a really nice guy, sort of very dry sense of humor. And I think this is correct, he used to only really listen to heavy metal and thrash metal. That's my understanding. But then in the last few years, he got more into extreme metal, and now he's making up for lost time by devouring it. You know, a lot of death and black metal, so all the stuff I like, as well as heavy metal, which I also like. So yeah, his channel's really interesting to watch. And what's also interesting is the fact that he doesn't just buy albums by the big bands, but a lot of underground bands. So there's always something new to learn on his channel. So yeah, well done, Sean. And so what he's done to celebrate this occasion is get us to answer a few questions. So basically what we have to do is spell the word grand, you know, in relation to 1,000, as an acronym, using an album song title or artist in relation to the theme word for each letter. So if you're wondering, what the fuck is he talking about? Me? What am I saying? So the way I explained it, not Sean. Don't worry, it should make sense as we go through it. So for example, the letter G, the theme word for that is girls. For the letter A, it's artwork. For the letter N, it's number. And for the letter D, it's different. So just checking I can spell there and I didn't miss out any letters. So yeah, for the letter G, first of all, it says, so the theme is girls. Show a band featuring a female member. All right. And I forgot where I put my CDs. But I'm not going to start this video again. Okay, so the album I chose for this is Gehenna with First Spell. So if you're not familiar, you probably are. Gehenna are a Norwegian black metal band. Very sort of keyboard based, especially on this particular album, First Spell, or this EP. Yeah, but absolutely fantastic stuff. And just showing you the picture. So see in the middle, you probably can't see it, but that woman there, she's Sakana. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she was the keyboardist for this band for a long time, then left, but has recently come back. And the keyboards are a really big aspect of Gehenna's sound. So if you like that sort of keyboard-based, medieval-sounding Norwegian black metal, check out Gehenna. And I have to say, just recently, you know, like when I'm traveling, I listen to all of my iTunes, you know, on the computer. And one album which I had a copy of was Gehenna's, this is First Spell, but Second Spell, I think. I can't remember the full title of that. But I was just like, wow, that album is absolutely incredible, even much better than this one. Really sort of mystical, medieval, keyboard-based Norwegian black metal, so I'd really like to get a copy of Second Spell. But anyway, there you have it. For now, this is First Spell, and that's Sakana in the middle on keyboards. And just for fun, I'll show you another one. This is probably going to ruffle some feathers, you could say, but Cold Chamber had a female member, Raina, so on bass here. Yeah, so yeah. If you're not familiar, Cold Chamber are a new metal band, so I know most extreme metal fans probably hate this band, and I get it because it's not for everyone, but I actually really like this band, especially the first couple of albums, and I think that Cold Chamber were the best new metal band for me. So it's something different. This could even come under question number 5, like something different that I listen to. Not all the time, but yeah. So Raina was the bass player, and I have to admit, I think she's pretty hot, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. I think like a lot of people had a crush on Raina, but there you go, from Cold Chamber. All right, so second letter, R, so in the word grand. So rock, the word in relation to the letter R, rock. Show a rock album from your collection. Okay, so most of you are probably familiar that I really like a lot of rock and hard rock, so this one's easy for me, but this is a band I'm always going to plug because I think they deserve more recognition. And this is Krokus with Hardware. So you've probably heard me talk a little bit about this band on this channel, but if you've heard this before, sorry for repeating myself, but Krokus are a hard rock band from Switzerland, and they've been mostly compared to AC/DC. So if you like AC/DC, this band is definitely worth checking out. And the singer Mark Storace, he sort of varies between like the Bon Scott and Brian Johnson voice, but you know, it's very like just catchy, fun, anthemic riff rock, really good stuff. And the reason I chose this particular album is because the opening track, Burning Bones, in my opinion, that is just rock personified, rock incarnate. It is pure rock, so absolutely awesome stuff. Very AC/DC-esque, but you've probably also heard me mention that this band, they weren't just a total AC/DC clone, because they did incorporate other influences, especially as the 80s went on. Like they were also, you know, like some bands I can hear when I listen to them, they were also inspired by Led Zeppelin, Scorpions, Saxon, maybe even Dokken. Like they got a bit glammier later in the 80s, but all really good stuff. But this is from one of the early albums from the early 80s, and it's just raw hard rock. So Krokus with Hardware, sorry. And yeah, be sure to check out the song Burning Bones if you want to hear pure rock. All right. Okay, next one. A, artwork. Show an album that you think has either incredible artwork or absolutely terrible artwork, or both. So I decided to go with both. So what I'm going to start with is, this one is not terrible, but I think is just boring. And you may remember, if you've been watching for a while, about 4 years ago, I created this thread which was entitled, Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover, or Don't Judge an Album by Its Cover, in the sense that some albums have really bad artwork but really good music, and vice versa, like really good artwork and bad music. So this is an example where I think the artwork is boring, but the music is brilliant. So this is Black and Blue with Nasty Nasty. So not a terrible artwork, but just a bit boring, you know, with that skeletal hand. Anyway, but this album is absolutely fantastic. So you've probably heard me plugging this band on the channel before. So Black and Blue were a sort of hard rock / hair metal / glam metal band from the US in the 80s. And it's interesting with them because even though they're American, they were often compared to, they had more in common with European bands like Def Leppard and Scorpions. And that could be to do with the fact that the first two albums were produced by Dieter Dierks of Scorpions fame, as you know, the Scorpions producer. But then this is their third album right here, Nasty Nasty. This was the first of two to be produced by Gene Simmons of Kiss. And this is where the band started going in more of a sort of American hard rock, hair metal direction. But was that a bad thing? No, because I think like their 4 albums from the 80s are all brilliant. So this was the first one produced by Gene, but it's just fantastic. The production is so good with this band. You can hear the bass really clearly, and it's just, I don't know, just a really driving force, a force to be reckoned with, this band. They never got the recognition they deserved, but this album's so good, like so many good tracks on this. Nasty Nasty, which Gene Simmons later ripped off the riff of that song to write the Kiss song Domino. I Want It All, I Want It Now, Does She or Doesn't She are really good songs. What else? Oh yeah, Do What You Want to Do. I could even start singing that song because it's so catchy. I'll Be There For You, a good power ballad, and Best in the West. Oh, so many good tracks on this. So there's the band looking very hair metal. But yeah, so I don't think this artwork is terrible, but I just think it's a little bit boring, but don't be fooled by that because the music is brilliant. So Black and Blue with Nasty Nasty. And then I also decided to choose an album with incredible artwork. I could have chosen many. I have done a thread response where I talked about my favorite artworks of all time, so I'm going to choose a different one just to change it up. But this is Funeral Storm with Chthonic Invocations. I have talked about this album before on my channel in my black metal vinyl collection, so just look at that. I love the use of color and that demonic skeletal image and that sort of hammer horror atmosphere with the dead trees and the full moon in the background. So Funeral Storm are a black metal band from Greece, actually formed by Necroabysseus of Varathron. He's the vocalist of this band too. So stylistically, it's similar to Varathron, like melodic Greek black metal with atmosphere and keyboards, but really brilliant stuff and just a great album cover artwork to match. So yeah, in my view, this is absolutely incredible. Funeral Storm with Chthonic Invocations. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. All right. What have we got next? Number, okay. Show an album with a number either in the band name or in the title. Okay, so for the first one, I'm not sure if this will count or not. Tell me what you think, but this is Disaster with 666 Satan Soldiers Syndicate. Why I'm saying I'm not sure if it counts is because I think the official title is just Satan Soldiers Syndicate, but you can see there's a 666 there. And I have actually seen it written, sometimes they include that in the title, but yeah, I decided to choose this one because it's an absolutely brilliant band. So Disaster are a black thrash, black speed metal band from Germany, and they take a lot of influence from German 80s heavy metal, particularly like Sodom and stuff like that. But you know, raspy, blackened vocals, and it really just captures the spirit of the 80s. You know, with like heavy metal style. It's absolutely awesome. I was obsessed with this album when I first bought it, like 12 years ago, because that was before I had sent my CD collection over here. So the small handful of albums I bought physically, I listened to all the time, and this was one of them. So many great songs on this, like Satan Soldier Syndicate, Angel Extermination, Razor Ritual, Hellbangers. Shit, I'm just reading all of the titles here. Tyrannizer is absolutely brilliant. Venomous Stench, More Corpses for the Grave. Awesome stuff. So yeah, if you like black thrash metal, black speed metal, definitely check out this album, Disaster with 666, Satan Soldier Syndicate. And like I said, because that may not count, because some people don't include the 666, I just thought I'd go out of left field and choose something completely different. So here's another one for you. This is 1200 micrograms. I think this is just self-titled actually. So yeah, this one could actually spill over into Question 5, which is a different style of music that I listen to. So 1200 micrograms are an electronic band, so specifically playing psytrance or psychedelic trance. And I always thought they were from Brazil, but they're actually from Ibiza, Spain. So yes, you know, I hear a lot of people saying that when they like electronic music, they go, I like most except for trance. And I think, what the fuck? No, trance is the best. So psytrance, I just really love this stuff. It's very hypnotic, it's very atmospheric, and yeah, it's not the kind of music I listen to all the time, but I really enjoy it anyway. So this particular album, it's like a concept album, like referring to psychotropic substances. So like they have, for example, the first track is called Ayahuasca. There's another track called Mescaline, another track called Magic Mushrooms. So you get the idea, it's like a psychedelic theme, and they include some really interesting samples in it, like for example, and on the seventh day Shiva created hashish, and like the song Mescaline has some samples from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And what's also interesting, like a lot of psytrance, they also include some guitars as well. So like the song LSD has got the riff from Dire Straits' Money for Nothing, but with a really sort of upbeat electronic beat. So this is really interesting, and it's a really fun album. So yeah, this is another album with a number in the band title, but like I said, it could spill over into Question 5, and Question 5 is D, different, show an album that is different to your normal listening habits. So I have shown this one, but this is technically under Question 4, so I will just show another one for you. And this is Psy Factor with Evil Inside. So this is still referring to the same style of music, psychedelic trance or psytrance, and this is a one-man project from Russia. Like, I just love this album title with all of these aliens emerging in the mist of the forest. It's so cool. And like, this is like psytrance, but it's got a very sort of like dark, mystical atmosphere. You see, like with the theme of the aliens, it's supposed to like evoke that kind of mysticism, I suppose. And I just really like this. It's very dark psytrance, but also very atmospheric. When you're in the right mood, it's really good to listen to. And I also really like the song titles on this because they stand out. Like, I'll just give you some examples of the dark theme. Like, Shitty Bastards is one. Another one, Hellraver. Another one, Brain Destruction. Another one, Angry Goblin. So yeah, I just think that's really cool. And I've never come across, they do have dark trance as well, but this is like dark psytrance. And yeah, so the reason I got into this music, like when I was younger, I had a friend actually, a neighbor who lived just down the road, and he was right into this music. And you know, when you hang around your peers, you grow to like some music when you're exposed to it. So yeah, ever since then, I've still really enjoyed psytrance, but it's not the kind of music that I listen to all the time. Like it's like 90% rock and metal, but occasionally I still really enjoy some psychedelic trance, and this is one such project. So Psy Factor with Evil Inside. All right, that's it. So this video has nearly gone on for 15 minutes, which is much longer than most people's entries. By the way, I have watched loads, guys, so most people's entries are like 6 to 7 minutes, so I better shut up soon. But yes, I hope you enjoyed my answers to this little contest. And Sean, once again, congratulations on reaching 1,000 subscribers. As I said, it's very well deserved. and I'm sure you'll get to 2,000 in no time. So that's it for today, guys. I've got a backlog like loads of ideas for videos coming up. So yeah, there's plenty more where that came from, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.